Hello. I know this is a little different scenery, but it's about to get cold, probably because it is September. So I just wanted to get outside and do a little bit of something while the weather is actually still hot. When the weather actually calms down and get a little cooler, I feel like I'm gonna be outside even more. But I'm just at a small little park in my city that does not have a lot of traffic going on today. There's like a YMCA and all like near this park, so usually it has a lot of traffic going on, but today is Sunday, so it doesn't have that much traffic going on today. So I thought today would be a great day for me to give you guys a little book review on some of the books that I have been mood reading. I have been mood reading, along with finishing up on my TBRs. So I've been reading a lot of little books and actually been having a very good time doing so. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, if you like reviewing books, if you like talking about books, if you like just seeing and doing bookish things, subscribe to my channel. That way you can join Yolanda's Books community, and you will get just that here on Yolanda's Books. So without further ado, let's just get straight into this video, y'all. So I have 6 books here that was not on a TBR of any kind, and I just want to give you guys my honest review on these books. So I finished up reading the Dreamland Billionaire series, Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher, and Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I loved it. I loved these books. I read Fine Print some time ago, and as I was finishing up with my little book area in my home, I was putting these on the shelf, and I was like, you have to get through those books, Yolanda. So finally finished these up. Terms and Conditions, which is book 2, Declan and Iris. I loved their fake marriage relationship. Declan was in a sticky situation, and in order to get his inheritance from his grandfather's will, he had to be married to somebody and actually bear a child. And the person that he was supposed to be married to, I don't think it actually said what happened, but they did not make it, and his assistant Iris ended up helping him out by being his fake wife. But they actually had to get married and all the things and act just like a married couple. So as they were doing that, and that's why I love like romance books, because as they were doing that, other things start to happen, and it just ended up being such a beautiful love story. Lauren Asher, Terms and Conditions. I really did enjoy this book. And then I went straight into Final Offer, which is the last book in the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher. And this one is about Cal and Alana. I can't quite remember what Cal had to do, but it says, I'm a Kane brother everyone gossip about, behind closed doors, trust fund brat. So I kept my word to my grandfather would change everything. To receive my inheritance, I was tasked with spending. Okay, so Cal was, I think he was like an athlete in some type of way. I don't know if it was hockey or if it was some other type of sport, but he was a ex-athlete. And I think he got hurt, and then he started having drug problems and drinking problems. And in order to get his inheritance, I think he had to like sell the summer home that they had, like fix it up and sell it or something of that nature. But little did he know, the girl that he was actually with during the time that he was an athlete and everything, she actually still stayed at the house. And I think his grandfather actually knew that. And I don't know if his grandfather was trying to like get them back together because he knew, you know, of the situation that they would be in once they meet each other again. But Cal and Alana, they actually saw each other again when Cal reached the house. They you know, and I like it when you finally see each other again after so long and after a bad breakup and you still love each other. Like, I just feel like that is just the best thing. And so that's kind of like what happened with Cal and Elena. And the book just goes on and on with great things that happen, bad things that happen, and I just loved it. I really did love this book. And all three of these books actually tie together, so you see all the other characters in these books as well. And I love that about Lauren Asher's books. So Final Offer by Lauren Asher, the third book in the Dreamland Billionaire series, I really did enjoy that book as well. And so I think these two, or the rest of them are pretty much kind of like thriller books, and I did enjoy these books as well. Frida McFadden, The Inmate. Everybody on my job was talking about, have you read The Inmate? Have you read The Inmate? I was reading The Coworker, I was reading The Teacher. I had not read The Inmate. So I had it on my shelf and I was like, let me pick up this book because everybody is talking about this book and now I want to read it like now. So that was my mood reading. So when I read the back of the book and I seen that it was about a nurse and she was working at like a maximum security facility, I was like, okay, because I love to read books that have some kind of medical person in it because I'm in the medical field. Touche. But I do like that kind of stuff. So I started reading this book and I was slapped floored. It was a page turner for me. I could not put this book down. So basically it was just about Brooke. It was something that happened when they were younger. I don't want to say was it in high school or anyway, just when they were younger. It was some bad things happen and the wrong person, or at least we think the wrong person, was put away in prison for the doing of what happened. So the prison that she actually was a nurse practitioner at, new nurse practitioner, was the same prison that that particular guy was in. So she thought that, you know, okay, this is a big prison, I might not have to even see him. So, but she actually ended up seeing him, and the other guy, which was not in jail, she actually seen him as well because he was the principal at her son's school. So everything started coming back, everything started coming together. A lot of different things started coming out. And y'all, it was so much action happened in this book. Like, oh, y'all, I cannot say too much about this book because if I start, I won't be able to stop. And then I will be giving a lot of this book away. But if you like a page turner, if you like wondering what's going to happen next, and then you think that's going to happen in that next chapter and you're wrong, and you just cannot wait to get to the end of this book to see what happened, and when you get there you're like, holy shit, you know, you better pick up The Inmate by Frida McFadden because it has a lot of action in it. It just has a lot of plot twists that will twist you like a Twizzler. So The Inmate by Frida McFadden, I really enjoyed that book. Here's an author that I have never read a book from, and this is Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. First time reading this book. This is a psychological thriller, and that is exactly what it was. It was pretty much about a couple, Jack and Grace. A lot of people thought that they had the perfect marriage, but a lot of people had questions as well, like, Grace can cook so well, so why is she so little? Why does Grace not have a cell phone when she leaves home? Why does Grace not even have a pen? And like, why does Grace not she'll always say that she's going to like join them for lunch or something like that, and she never does. In this book, Jack made me want to like murder him. He really made me want to murder him, because he was just not what I expected him to be when I first started reading this book. I'm like, Jack, I could put my foot in your behind. I just know that you're not doing this. So that is where the psychological thriller part of this book comes in, is with the husband. He is freaking crazy. So he never lets her do anything on her own. She actually has a sister named Millie that Grace is doing a lot and taking a lot of stuff because of the things that he claimed that he will do or whatever with Millie, things of that nature. So anyway, very, very great book. This was actually a page turner for me too as well, y'all. Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. I actually enjoyed this book so much that when I went to the library the other day, I got another book by this author. It's called The Guest, and I'm actually reading it as we speak. I don't have it on audio, so I'm actually just straight reading that book, and I feel like it's going to be a great book as well. But I don't know if you guys have ever heard of B.A. Paris, but they are a psychological thriller writer, and I love their books. Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. This book right here, The Last Murder at the End of the World by Stuart Thornton. I don't know if that is how you say this author's name or not. I bought this book during a first silent book reading that I attended, just for support of the community library. Very, very cute cover. I really also did like that it had a map in the inside of it. The cover, hardcover, was yellow. Like, it was just a very cute book. Spray edges and everything. But this book was not for me, y'all. I don't even think I rated this book a 1 star or 2 star. I don't know what I rated this book on Goodreads, but I did not like this book. I don't know if it was the narrator that was reading this book. I don't know. I don't know if I should give this book another try. If you guys have read this book and you actually enjoyed this book, let me know. Let me know your thoughts about this book, and if I should try to give this book another try when I'm in a different headspace, because I did not like this book. This book was just not good to me. Solve the murders to save what's left of the world. And this author actually wrote 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle and The Devil and the Dark Water. I have never read any of those books either. So maybe this author is just not an author for me. And I don't even really know. This is a fiction, but is this contemporary lit fiction, or like what kind of fiction book is this? Because it just did not do it for me, y'all. I did not like this book. Last but not least, Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintura. I don't even know if I said anything about this book on y'all. Love books are coming. It is September, but they are coming out. I'm so mad because they destroy cars. They're always in your face, and I like them, but we got a love-hate relationship. But Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintura. This book was awesome. I enjoyed this book so much. I am a newly podcaster, and The podcast scenes, writing in this book was off the rip. This book was just pretty much about I don't want to give anything away, y'all, but it's based around Lucy and Savvy. Lucy was accused of doing something that she does not remember doing, and some of her friends and her fiance and people that she used to date or something like that, I believe, all of them are actually tied up around in what Lucy was being accused of, if she did it or not. And then there's, I think his name is Ben Owens. He's actually like investigating Savvy's murder, and he's investigating Savvy's murder by interviewing people that was actually involved in parts of what they felt like was the murder of Savvy. So during the interviews, or how would I put it, after the interviews, or I think sometime during the interviews, is when the podcast part of this book begins. And like on the audio, it's just like a podcast, y'all, just like a podcast. And with me being a podcaster, like, that is just the best thing. I really did enjoy this book, y'all. Hold on a second, there's a paramedic. Like I said, I am outside in the community, so just a minute. Sorry, y'all. But this book was worth the hype. I bought this book as a hardback book. I don't even know if it's out yet as a paperback, but I was willing to pay the monies to get this book because I'd heard so much about this book and it did not fail me. First time ever reading about this author's writing, but I really and truly did love this book. The characters in this book, it's like, how would I put it? You wouldn't believe that they were involved in that. You wouldn't think that they would do something like that. And it was like, some of them had like two different personalities. Like, who are you? Like, you're this way one minute, you're that way the next minute. And y'all, this book was just so good. So good. So if you haven't read this book, I would suggest you pick up this book and actually read Listen to the Lie by Amy Tentour, because this was actually a very good book. I think I read this book in one sitting. Really enjoyed this book. So that was all the books that we're sharing today that I read as I was mood reading. So I have other books that I read while I was mood reading, but I will give y'all my reviews on those on another day, because if I don't, we will be out here forever. Forever. But I really did enjoy these books that I read, besides the one that I showed you, The Last Murder at the End of the World. This book was, oh y'all, I was just so disappointed in this book. Not per se disappointed in this book because I know the writing of the author, disappointed in this book because of the price that I paid for it. So I most likely will be giving this one away to a little free library. If you guys don't tell me differently, like maybe you should give it another try. This is a type, and I'm gonna look it up on Goodreads or whatever and just see what type of book this is, and maybe it is just not my genre, and you know, that happens. So that is my book review for some of the books that I mood read through June and August. I really did enjoy listening to these books, and I tandem read these books, y'all. I read these books, and I read these books physically. I read them on a Kindle when it just depends on where I was, and I actually listened to them on audio. I am a freak about listening to books on audio, so I do that a lot, but I have to get back into actually reading the physical book at hand, because I think I have gotten a little too hooked on listening to the book while I read the book, and I just want to make sure that I keep myself on being able to just physically read my books. So until next time, I actually enjoyed my books. I have more books that I want to show you guys, and I am just so excited that I want to start showing them to you guys now, but we're gonna save that to another time. But remember, I love book recommendations, and anything that you want to tell me about the books that I just showed here, put it down in the comments. Let's just have a nice book conversation. But until next time, guys, happy reading and love Yolanda's books. Bye, guys.